He's a professional. He's been to the French Open final last year. He lost to Rafa. He had a couple of difficult nights and he came back and won Wimbledon. So that's the approach we're going to take. Of course, once you're in a Grand Slam final, you want to win it, but you got to respect Stan. He was the better man on the day. He was meant to win. And that's it. These guys, they understand that they can't win all the time, even though Novak's been winning so much this year. The good thing with tennis is there's always another tournament, and in this case, another Grand Slam. He had a wonderful time last year winning it, so he's looking forward to do it again.
What did you say to him after that?
We have an old saying in tennis: "What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room." so forgive me, but this is part of the territory. I've been there. I've lost a Grand Slam final. I had to pick myself up, and I had a good group. And I think Novak has a great group. We call each other Team Djokovic. He has a great team that lifts him up. Now that was a couple of weeks ago. Of course, it was disappointing. Of course, it was frustrating. But that's part of the job. You can't win them all. So we look forward, women's around the corner, and that's it.
Did the decision to team up, has that been better for you or better for Novak?
I hope it worked for him. I love the relationship. I think it's very successful. By the end of the day, he's my boss. He has to say whether he's happy or not. So far he likes it. For me, it was a great satisfaction going back to coaching, going back to the locker room, going back to the practice court. It's a world I'm very familiar with. I grew up in the locker rooms of the world. So I don't think it took too long for me to get adjusted, but it takes a while until you feel comfortable with the person. And a player-coaching relationship is very intimate, very personal. You really get to know one another. And if there's no chemistry, it's not going to work. So I think there's chemistry. We have a similar sense of humor. He's a wonderful guy to work with, and he's a great competitor. And so I'm proud to be his coach.
He hasn't played any competitive matches in the build-up to Wimbledon. Some people have said that might be a risky strategy, but where is he right now, and how is he coming into this tournament?
He's ready to play. We've done the homework. We've done the exhibition in Stoke Park the last few days. We've done the practice sessions in the afternoon, and he's very familiar with Wimbledon. He's obviously a two-time Wimbledon champion, so he likes the place very much. There's only so much you can practice. In these days, there's enough time between the difficult day on that Sunday afternoon in Paris to the first Monday starting at 1 o'clock to start his Wimbledon campaign. So I think mentally, physically, he's ready.
And what's next for you, Boris, after this chapter of coaching with the world's top player?
I was on the other side of tennis. I was a tennis journalist. I was commentating some of the big finals, so I'd like that very much. But on the other hand, I'm very comfortable where I'm at the moment. I hopefully continue to be Novak's coach for a long time. Having said that, everything eventually comes to an end. At the moment, I'm thinking about Wimbledon. I'm thinking about trying to do the best for my man, and that's it. But I'm comfortable in the tennis community, and I like to think that I know a little bit about it from all angles. So I'm in a good spot right now.